With Audi, it's always about balance. A little bit of luxury, a little bit of performance. This brand has always been known for putting so many good things into a single package, so it's no surprise that many think that, in the realm of the German Holy Trinity, the Ingolstadt-based company is the one that offers the most well-rounded products. The Q5 has always been a perfect paradigm. It's not the prettiest of the three, nor the most stylish, but it is pleasant to the eye. It's not the most comfortable nor the most engaging to drive, but it manages to offer a little bit of both. Finally, it is a well-built machine with impeccable precision and with a full load of advanced tech features. From the perspective of an average driver, there is really no reason to ask for more, and because of that, we are pretty sure we know what to expect from the redesigned 2024 Audi Q5. It will be nothing less than a top-notch luxury SUV. Although Audi entered the segment a little bit late, almost 5 years after BMW, for example, it managed to catch up with the competition pretty quickly. The reason? Well, the company set a pretty good foundation for the new compact SUV, based on at the time, one of the most important models for the company, the upcoming A4. The original model came with all the necessary ingredients to become successful in this highly demanding segment, starting from the excellent all-wheel drive system, impeccable build quality, and a nice mix of modern and conservative aesthetical solutions. So it's no surprise that the original model remained in production for nearly a decade. The second generation brought the new platform, but the overall design approach remained unchanged. And now, it's time for the last shot, before the complete automotive industry gets electrified. Yes, this will most likely be the last kind of Q5 we've known so far, and that's why it is going to bring even more evolutionary changes than the second generation. It will ride on the same platform and feature quite similar chassis setup. Moreover, the powertrain lineup could also remain pretty similar. You probably wonder why this redesign matters, given the things we've just said. Well, that lack of significant changes gives engineers the luxury to focus on small things, on those details that may not be significant but can make a difference. In other words, Audi is about to polish things and offer the best Q5 we've seen so far. So without further ado, let's check some of the key aspects of the upcoming redesign. As we've just mentioned, many things on the new Q5 will carry over from the previous generation, especially when it comes to mechanics. With the same platform and very similar chassis setup, it's also logical to expect the same overall shape. The test mule has been spotted on the road, and despite the camouflage, it's easy to notice that the size and the overall shape are pretty similar, though the wheelbase appears to be longer, resulting in a sportier stance. On the other hand, the SUV gets a major glow-up at the front. Even though there is camouflage, we can clearly see a more curvaceous front end. What's interesting is that at a time when grills are getting bigger and bigger, the new Q5 goes in the opposite direction. The grille is smaller, and it comes in a combination with slimmer headlights. That allows accommodation of larger lower intakes with honeycomb mesh patterns and more aggressive bumpers in general, similar to what the Ingolstadt company has been implementing into the latest all-electric models. As for the aesthetic details on the rest of the SUV, things will become clearer once the test mule takes off a bit of camouflage. In any case, it's pretty much a certain thing that the next generation will continue in two body styles, including the so-called sportback layout with a sloping roofline. The same thing is expected under the skin. As we already mentioned, the new Audi Q5 will continue to ride on the well-known MLB platform, but does this mean it will retain the same chassis and suspension setup? Not at all. We presume there will be a lot of fine-tuning to improve the ride quality in every aspect. The current model feels quite composed, stable and confident in curves, but also pretty capable of dealing with road imperfections. Once again, a lot of this will depend on the actual configuration, because the advanced adaptive suspension will most likely remain an optional feature. It's pretty easy to agree that Audi knows how to make a good interior. A combination of conservative aesthetics and top-notch tech features is always a good starting point. And if you add to this traditionally excellent precision and overall build quality, The expectations from the new model are high for a reason. During one of the tests, spy photographers also managed to take a couple of interior photos, and it's easy to notice that the changes are more than subtle. There is a completely new dashboard design, with lines that make it look more angular than the old one. Moreover, there is a set of new tech goodies, starting from a couple of large screens that are rather tablet-like than integrated. We've also noticed the new steering wheel, the same as in the upcoming A4. Given the stretched wheelbase, it's expected to see a little bit more legroom in the new model, although we can't say that the outgoing generation is tight. The Sportback may lack a bit of headroom in the second row, but that's the price you have to pay for an attractive coupe appearance. All in all, we don't expect to see anything significant in this aspect, though we would like to see a few extra cubic feet in the new model. As mentioned, this will most likely be the last generation of Q5 with internal combustion engines. Despite the massive electrification in the VW group, Audi is still not ready to say farewell to gas models. Moreover, we are pretty sure that diesel units are about to continue in specific markets too, particularly in Europe, where this SUV is still sold with the good old 2-liter TDI engine. As for North America, we don't expect surprises, at least when it comes to the most basic variants of this crossover. Therefore, the 2-liter Turbo 4 will most likely continue to be the most exploited engine under the hood. In the current generation, it comes in several variants, starting with the base one, with the 40 designation. The Q5 40 put out 201 horsepower, but we presume that this redesign could bring some power increase. Some sources have been talking about the next generation gasoline engines, but are pretty sure that will actually be just a mild upgrade. The same thing is with the Q45, which is currently rated at 261 horsepower. Considering that the competition has become more capable, we might see this version of the engine getting close to 300 horsepower. For that reason, the 45 designation may be changed as well. On the other hand, we have no doubt that both variants will continue with a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. Another carryover model will be the SQ5, the sportiest variant of this compact crossover, and once again, we don't expect radical changes. Once again, this version will stand out with its more aggressive styling, upgraded suspension and brakes, exclusive interior features, etc. But most importantly, it will carry on with 6 cylinders. Just like the outgoing generation, the new SQ5 will be based on a 3-liter turbocharged V6. At the moment, this engine is tuned to 349 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, enough to hit 60 in about 5 seconds. Of course, we expect to see a slight power upgrade for the next generation, though not significant. And since VW's 7-speed dual-clutch transmission can't handle that much torque, the SQ5 will continue with ZF's 8-speed automatic gearbox. The whole world is leaning toward electrification. Therefore, Q5 will continue with internal combustion engines. That doesn't mean it won't be offered in an all-electric variant. But before that, it will continue with a plug-in hybrid powertrain on offer, probably with a very similar system as the outgoing generation. This means we may expect a system based on a 2-liter gas engine, but probably with a bigger battery and more powerful electric motor. As a result, it should be more capable than the current setup, which is good for about 362 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque and can hit 60 in about 4.5 seconds. We expect significant improvements in terms of the EV autonomy because the outgoing model can do only 19 miles in the all-electric mode. As for the all-electric version, we know for sure it's in development, but most likely it will rather be called the Q6 e-tron and will be part of Audi's now well-known e-tron family. The next generation Q5 is in the advanced stage of development, and we have no doubt it will hit the market in the next year. However, it's still early for more precise details in terms of launch date as well as the price. The current model starts at around $45,000. But we presume that, due to inflation, the new model will probably get much closer to $50,000. What do you think about the next generation Audi Q5? Can it remain a worthy competitor to BMW X3 and Mercedes-Benz GLC? Would you go for an all-electric version? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.